Welcome back, everyone. It's Daniel Brother Brett Barris. All right, we're going to start on line 57 and we're going to set up our domain controller. So let's log into all of our servers while we have them there. We just got done restarting after installing all of our software that we needed on these machines. So we should be good to go. Okay. All right. There we go. So our domain controller, we're going to click on Server Manager, give that a few moments. There we go. Okay, so remember I told you about services. We're going to change this later once we're joined to the domain. And I know that's just the clipboard service. It always is. So Server 2022 names their clipboard service very strangely, and it's hard to get a handle on that, so we're not worried about it. All right, so click on Manage, add roles and features. You can skip this page by default. Next, role-based, DC01, we're good. We're going to click Active Directory Domain Services, click Add Features, and DNS Server, Add Features. Click Next, Next, Next again, and just click Install. Don't worry about the auto restart because it will do that once we're done up or promoting this to a domain controller. Okay. While we're waiting, we'll just make sure everything's good on these. I get a little bit of OCD, so clicking on these little clear notifications, that's fine. Go back over here, do the same thing here, clear all notifications. Give that a few moments. We're just waiting on it to do its thing. Okay. I don't want to keep pausing, so but what we're going to do is we're going to create our forest. Remember how I told you we're going to validate our secondary gate, or our secondary, I should call this DNS, not gateway, but that's all right. Okay, close. We'll do that after we promote this. So click on Remove Task, click Promote this server to Domain Controller. Click on Add New Forest. We're going to call this mdt.lab. Enter. Give that a moment. We're going to use our same password that we use for the lab, and you can of course change this. That's what these files are for. You can change them. You can add things that you want to remember to do or whatnot. Okay, what we're waiting for here, we're waiting for 2 red asterisks to show up. So give it a few moments while it does its thing. Once those show up, I'm going to copy this right now, password, and I can just paste it in both of those lines. Okay. There we go. There's our 2 asterisks. Paste and paste. Next. Don't worry about the creating a delegation since this is the top. It's the start of the forest. So NetBIOS domain name MDT. Good. This will be default. Next. And here we go. You'll see it'll say you're being logged out. It'll auto restart. So give it a few moments until you see that come up, and we can close the windows and then let it restart. So the initial setup, of course, is long and boring. I know this is all boring stuff, but once we get this all done, then your MDT server and your capture and deploy, it'll be great. And you won't have to do a lot of this stuff. We'll set up your WSS server to keep all these servers up to date. As your Windows 10 and Windows 11 Pro and Enterprise machines go out, they'll be updated with that WSS. You can add your own applications and your security settings and whatever you want. So it's just the initial setup that takes the longest, and that's pretty much the same with everything in the computing world, right? So here we go. Those two warnings are always there, so you can click close, close, X, and give it a few moments and it'll auto restart. Okay, and then we'll validate our secondary, and we'll create our reverse lookup zones and ADSI. We'll do all this good stuff. Okay, there goes that. The exciting part's when we start adding our other machines to the domain. So we'll add our ports to the firewall. Yeah, it's going to be great. Store our BitLocker keys in Active Directory. It's going to be good. So, and I'll put timelines on these videos so you can skip around, and I'll do that eventually. Let me pause here and come back when it's ready to log in. I don't want to bore you. Okay, we're back and this machine is restarted. You can see now we're on our domain. Let's log in. All right. First things first, we're going to right click on our network, click open and internet settings, click on Ethernet, change adapter options, right click, properties, version 4, and we're going to add our 8888 for our Google DNS server. So you can type 8 space bar to go between the octets. Okay, good. Now we're going to go here, Start, Windows Administrative Tools. We're going to go to our DNS, double click, click on reverse lookup zones, right click, new zone, next, primary zone, to all in the forest, IPv version 4, next, and 192.168.1, click next, allow only secure dynamic updates, and finish. Okay, that's our reverse lookup zone. In our ADSI, because we want to be able to see our operating system in Active Directory users' computers, we're going to click on Windows Administrative Tools, ADSI Edit, right click here, click Connect To. In Select a Well-Known Naming Context, click Configuration, click OK. You can double click on the top here and here again. Click on double click on Display Specifiers. We're going to go to 409. We're going to go down here till we see Organizational Unit Display. Double click on that. Go down to Extra Columns. Click Edit. And we're going to highlight this, paste, and add. Click OK, apply, and that'll allow us to see our operating system for our domain controllers and our computers in Active Directory. So now we're going to go to ADUC, Active Directory Users and Computers, here, and I'll show you what I mean. So here's our domain controller, right? You can click on View, Add Remove Columns, and you'll see our available columns now has an operating system. Click Add, click on Domain Controllers again, and there we go. Okay, I'm going to right click on this, type Primary Domain Controller. Okay, that's good. And now we're going to do our lab layout, okay, just like this. So right click on MDT Lab, New Organizational Unit. I'm going to call this Lab, New Organizational Unit, Clients, New Organization Unit, Groups, New Organizational Unit, Member Servers. Good. Then we're going to do New Users, and then underneath Users, New Organizational Unit, we're going to call this Administrative accounts, new organizational unit, general use accounts, and then special use accounts. Okay, just like that. Now we're going to add a user, and you're going to use your name here. So we're going to go to Users, Administrative Accounts, right click, New, User, type your first name, your last name with a .adm at the end, and then your first dot last .adm there, and we're going to give that the same password that you use for everything, and of course you can change that. User must change password, uncheck that, next, finish. Okay, I'm going to right click on that, click properties. I'm going to call this Enterprise Administrator. Click apply, go to member of, add, we're going to say domain admins, semicolon, enterprise admin, semicolon, and schema admins. Check names, there we go. Click on enterprise admins, set primary group, click apply, and there we go. For each admin, you want to also have a general use account for that person so that they can log in normally, right? So cancel that. Right click, new user, and same thing, your first name, your last name, Daniel.Barris. So with no ADM there. Okay, same thing. This is just going to be a general user account. That'll allow you to test things as well as for security purposes, right? Properties, and I'm just going to call this general use user account or general use account. There we go. We're under groups. I'm going to type new or say new group, and I'm going to call this SQL admins. And I'm going to right click properties, members, and I'm going to add my Daniel.Barris.adm account. Check names, OK, apply, and OK there. Okay, done that. And now we're going to create a special use account, our MDT build account. So new user, MDT build, MDT.build, and give it the same password. Okay, and this one we're going to say password never expires. All right, and that'll be our special use account. All right, there we go. Now I'm going to click on View, Advanced Features. I'm going to right click on MDT Lab, Properties, Security, Add, MDT.build, check names, and I'm going to give that full control. And then what we're going to do is we're going to make it so that that user can't log in locally, and it's only used for the build. Okay, so you can uncheck advanced features now, and we're good. Okay, that's done there. Now we're going to go to group policy. Okay, so I'm going to go to Windows Administrative Tools, go down to Group Policy Management, click here, Domains, MDT, click on the default domain policy. Don't show this again. Right click, edit. There we go. Policies, Windows settings, security, local policies, user rights assignment. You can click on policy up here to put them in alphabetical order. Okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to deny logon locally for our MDT build account. Okay. Browse, MDT.build. Check, good, apply, and OK. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to open up our ICMP so that we can ping. We're going to go to our Windows Defender Firewall, inbound rules, right click, click new rule, go to custom, next, all programs, Under protocol type, ICMP version 4. Next, any, allow, all, and then we're going to call this inbound ICMP v4. Next, we're going to do the same thing with outbound rules. Custom, all programs, ICMP version 4, any, allow the connection. Next, and outbound ICMP version 4. Next. File sharing. Okay. We're going to go here to inbound rule again. New rule. This time we're going to go to predefined. We're going to go to file and printer sharing. Next. Allow the connection. And there we go. There's our file sharing. Same thing with outbound rules. Predefined. File printer sharing. Next. All of them. Next. Allow the connection. Finish. There we go. Now we're going to open up our ports for SQL. Okay, and these are on the inbound. So we're going to go here, new port. Next, specific port 1433. Allow, and this one is our SQL server. Okay, next, new rule. Same thing, port. Okay, specific port 1434. Allow, all, SQL admin connection. Good. New rule, port. Next one is 4022. Allow the connection. This one is our service broker, SQL service broker. Okay, there we go. Next one is 135. And this is our allow. This is our SQL debugger, RPC. New rule, port. This one is our SQL browser, 2382. Allow. And our analysis service port. Next. So that one is our 2383. Allow. Good. Our HTTP or port 80. Normal. Okay, port 80. Allow. And our SSL port 443. Allow. Okay, and those are all set. And now what we're going to do is we're going to store our BitLocker keys in Active Directory. So you're going to go to Administrative Templates, go down to Windows Components. Now what I've done is if you click File Open, and go to our notes, you'll see GPO BitLocker. This will tell you exactly how to set those certain settings for our BitLocker. So we're going to go down to BitLocker Drive Encryption. We're going to click on settings to put these in alphabetical order. And the first one is Store BitLocker Recovery Key in Active Directory. Enabled. There we go. Recovery passwords and key packages. Apply. Click OK. And then what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that we find the Windows 10 version 1511 and later. Choose drive encryption method. Cipher strength. Enabled. We're going to choose XTS AES 256-bit for all three of these. Click Apply. Good. And then now we're going to go to each one of these, the fixed data drive, the removable, and the operating system drive, okay? And what we're going to do here is choose how BitLocker protected drives can be recovered. Click Enabled. Click on all these boxes here. And down at the bottom, you'll see do not enable BitLocker until recovery information is stored to Active Directory domain services for fixed data drives. So everything is good there. All boxes checked. Click Apply. That's in fixed data. We're going to go to operating systems drive, same thing. Check box down at the bottom. Move this up, apply, okay, and removable data drives, same thing. And bottom, boom, there we go. And all's good, okay, that's fine, stored. And now all we're going to do is we're going to do a CMD GP update / force. And that what that does is that pulls down those group policies to this machine. Okay. Let's see what mine was. Send me here. Dinner's ready. Okay. So I'm going to log out and we'll log in when we're ready. Okay. I'll be back in a little bit. Okay, we're back. Let's smooth this up a little bit. We've logged out. We're going to log in as our other account. So there we go. Okay. Give that a few moments. And of course, because we're logging in as a new user, we're going to have to adjust things. Give this a few moments. And what we're going to do is we're going to hide that clipboard service as well. This might come up here. There we go. So services, click on, there's 125, of course, %. So we're going to go up here to clipboard service, uncheck that. Okay. Go down to here to all servers and the same thing. We're going to go to clipboard service and okay. So now those won't show up. Okay. Good stuff. Server manager properties. Do not show server manager. And we're all set. All right. We're going to pin our common tools to start menu, which are our Active Directory users and computers. So right click, pin to start. We're going to do DNS pin to start and group policy management pin to start. Okay. And if we open up our ADUC, we go to domain controllers, view, add remove columns. So we're going to do that. And that way we have our operating system. Okay. And we'll open up lab, go to member servers, view, add remove columns, add, just like that. And now once we add our member servers to this, we'll see their operating system as well. Okay. All right, and that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to join these to the domain. So we're going to use the sysdm.cpl command. So right click, run. There we go. Same thing here. Right click, paste, run. And okay. And what we're going to do, we're going to go here to change. Okay, member of, click domain, mdt.lab. We're going to use our new account, like so. Welcome to the MDT lab domain. Click OK, OK, close, and restart now. Do the same thing with all these. Change, domain, mdt.lab. Okay. Welcome to the lab. Let's see what's on the slab. Okay. dt.lab again. And okay. And restart now. Now you can see if I go to computers, they're already there. So what I could do is I can highlight these, drag them to my member service area. Don't show this. Yes. Member service, right click, and refresh. And there's our operating systems. Okay, we just did that. Now we're going to do description. So we're going to call this our file server. We're going to call this our network gateway. And we're going to call this our deployment server. Okay, just like that. Now, if I right click on these and click properties, you can see BitLocker Recovery is a tab, and there's nothing stored in there yet on any of the machines. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to encrypt these drives, and then it will show in our server. So what we're going to do, we're going to log into all of these with our new domain account. Okay, and we'll set our view to 125 and do the same things that we did before. Okay, log in. Last one, MDT, other user. Okay, just like so. We're going to go here, right click, auto arrange icons. Okay, give that a few moments. Services, start, start, and start. Leave the clipboard service alone. We're going to go to clipboard, okay. Same thing here, clipboard, okay. Manage, server manager properties, do not show. Good. Properties, auto arrange. Display settings, we're going to set this to 125, just like all the rest of them. Same thing here. Start, 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 and clipboard user. Okay, and clipboard user. There we go. Manage. Server manager properties, don't show. View, auto arrange. Display settings, 125. And the last one, same thing. User logging, start, DPS, and uncheck clipboard, just like that. Manage, server manager properties, good. View, auto arrange icons, display settings, 125%. Okay, then we're going to relog on each one of these. So sign out. There we go. Okay, let's log back in. Okay, there we go. So, as you can see, our fully qualified domain name is up. We're at the highest build number we can be. No evaluation version. Same thing here. There. And there we go. Everything's good. Okay. Now, we're going to open up our File Explorer again, because now we're a different user, right? So we got to do the same thing we did last time. We're going to do this PC, view, unhide extensions, this PC. There we go. Okay. View, options, this PC, hide extensions. There we go. View, options, this PC, hide extensions, and one more time. This PC, Unhide exceptions. There we go. Okay, we're going to validate our internet after. Where are we at? Sorry, I just went down a little bit, didn't I? Okay, that's this right here. We did that. Now we're going to encrypt our host drives. Okay, sorry about that. So right click on Turn on BitLocker, encrypt to use space. Next, start encrypting. There we go. We're going to do the same thing here. Next, start encrypting. Same thing here. Okay, and whoop, MDT. Turn on BitLocker. Next, start encrypting. And there we go. Okay, so just give it a few moments, and then we'll encrypt the additional drives on the other ones. We can highlight this password. We're only going to need it for a few seconds because we're going to turn on auto unlock, and we won't need that password anymore. And then it'll show up in Active Directory as a secondary and a tertiary drive. Okay. Here's that. Good stuff. It's going along, encrypting. Okay. We're going good. Okay. 95. The secondary drives take literally like 2 seconds because there's nothing on them. But these are only encrypting the use space, which is good. But if you have a requirement to have data at rest or BitLocker, locks, whatever you have, this is a good thing to do. Okay, so you can see our drive is now encrypted. This one's almost done. Okay, that one's almost done. If you want, so we'll do this afterwards and I'll show you. Okay, that's good. So I'm going to go to the secondary drive on this one, turn on BitLocker. It's going to ask for a password. I copied that password there, just like that. Next, encrypt space, done, and done. Now I want to right click again, manage BitLocker, and I'm going to go down here and turn on auto unlock. Okay, there we go on that one. And then we're going to do this twice because we got 2 drives, right? So paste that, encrypt, start encrypting. Good. Same thing here. Turn on BitLocker, use password. There we go. Okay, we won't need that password for much longer. Manage BitLocker. Go to turn on auto unlock. Go down here, click on that. You'll see the other drive. Turn on auto unlock there. And done. And now what we'll do, we've done that. We're going to restart. Okay. So, just to make sure everything is good, so that we know auto unlock is working, we're going to restart all of our computers. Okay. Just like so. And boom. Okay. Give that a few moments. And what we're going to do is we're going to verify that those keys are now stored in Active Directory users and computers. Okay. So all good. I'll come back when the machines have gotten to the logon screen. Okay, we're back and let's log into our domain controller. What we're going to do is we're going to verify. We're going to open up ADUC here. We're going to right click our domain controller, properties, and BitLocker recovery. And now look, we have a recovery password stored in Active Directory. We'll go to our lab, member servers, go to file server. We should have 2 drives. So there's 2 recovery keys there. Good. Our gateway only has 1 drive. There it is. And our MDT server has 3. So let's see here. 1, 2, 3 recovery passwords. So we're all good there. Everything's stored in Active Directory. Let's log into everything else. Okay. And here we go. Let's verify that our drive's auto unlocked. There they go. There's that one there. Let's open up this one, make sure they're auto unlocked. Yep, they sure are. Don't have to type in a password. We're good. Okay. Let's do this. So now we're going to go to our gateway and we're going to right click settings. And remember how our second NIC card, we're going to connect it at power up. We're going to click OK. Give that a few moments and you'll see this icon change. Okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to wait, not troubleshooting, just right click open. Okay. Ethernet. You can see identifying. So we're going to wait till that's done. Okay. Actually, what we can do is we can restart. Okay. And that'll speed that up a little bit. So let's restart that. It's a good. I put that there and then I forgot I put it there. So it's a much better way than waiting for it to reconnect or identify the network. Okay. Need to follow my own guidance, right? Okay, so once that's done, we'll see the icon is not a globe, but a computer like this one. Okay, so if you look on these, you'll see globes, right? Same thing with if you sign out, you can see there's a globe here, right? And let me log back in. You can see that globe, and it has a icon there that shows that there's no internet on it, right? And it even says no internet access. Same thing here, no internet access. Okay, but what we're going to do is we're going to add routing and remote, and once we configure that, we will see these will change to have internet. All right, here we go. All right, there's our gateway, and you can see there's our computer icon. Okay, shows we have internet. Now, I wanted you to see this, the registry key NLA. Okay, in the prereqs under scripts, I put this here, and I'll open this with, well, actually I'll open it here. Okay, and what I've done is I've set this registry keys to use the Google's secondary DNS. Okay, and this has already been installed with our, if you go to tools and our capture, or not capture, I'm sorry, deploy. When we did our registry keys, right? Our registry keys, I added this to the HKey local machine in registry. So you can, if you're not going to use regserve, you can use this NLA service reg file. So all you have to do is go to the prereqs, scripts, and you can copy this to the desktop and double click it. And this will help us to make sure our machines say internet access. Okay, so just a little trick there. And what we'll do, let's go back to our gateway here. We're going to click on Server Manager. Give that a few moments. Click on Manage. Add roles and features. Skip by default, that's fine. And then right here, Remote Access. Click on that. next, next, next. Click on routing in the middle, add features, next, 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 install. Give that a few moments. Shouldn't take too long. And what this does is it does set up a getting started for VPN and direct access, things like that. But we're not going to worry about that one. We're only worried about routing a remote access right now. Okay? Give that a few moments. So there we go. We'll just highlight that to show where we're at. And I'm always anticipating this MMC error. And I'm always anticipating that when you click on Add Remote, I'll show you this here. So click on Open Getting Started. This will come up. Click the X and click OK. You can uncheck these. Okay. And then once we go to Routing a Remote, which is in Windows Administrative Tools, go down to Routing a Remote Access here. Right click, Pin to Start. We're going to click on it. We're going to right click on the name of our host, click Next, and when we click on NAT, this is what I'm experiencing every single time, that these might not show up the first time, right? So you click Cancel and configure again, Next, so that NAT, and then now, there we go. Click on that secondary, click Next, Finish. Give it a few seconds. There we go. Click Close, and you're always going to get this MMC error. That's what I'm always anticipating. So don't even worry about that one. Okay. So we've already done this. Now, we've already verified our secondary DNS, right, on here. So we're going to go to Ethernet, change to Aperture Options, just to verify, because we did change it to 8. There it is. So we're good. You can just click Cancel. We verified that. Now we're going to restart these servers. So DC01, restart. Our file share, restart. And our MDT server, restart. Just like that. And we're going to relog our gateway. So just all we're going to do is sign out of this. Okay. So once everything is restarted, we'll log in. We're going to validate internet. All right. So give these a few moments to restart. And we should see our icon like this on the logon screens of all the machines. Excuse me, get a drink here. There we go. And I'll pause and come back. Well, no, there it is. Right there. Okay. Let's wait for these ones. I'll just log into the domain controller. While that's doing that, we'll log into our gateway. Since it can now log into the domain controller. We'll wait for those two, that's fine. Clear that notification there. Anything else? Good, okay. Okay, file server. Log in. You can see the icon is now the computer. Same thing on this one. Didn't want you to have to hear that. Coughing. Okay. There we go. And there we go. Okay. So now that we're here, we can validate our internet. So I'm going to click on Edge on all these machines. Of course, it's going to come up with the first run, start without your data, continue without this data, confirm start browsing. Do the same thing on all of them, okay? Start without your data, continue without this data, confirm. There, confirm. I'm going to click on this, just like that. Not worry about it. And what we're going to do is we're just going to validate by going to Reddit, MDT. So our subreddit, there we go. The subreddit of MDT opens up just fine. Oh, there it goes. Took a second. There it goes. For a second there, I thought that one wasn't going, but they're all four there. Okay, good. And now what we're going to do is verify that Edge is up to date. So you're going to go down to Help and Feedback about Microsoft Edge. And remember, we updated this, but it checks for update. Edge is up to date. There we go. Okay. Down, Help and Feedback. Check for updates. There we go. Same thing here. About. Edge is up to date. And we're all set on, there's our domain controller. Okay. Boom. Okay. And now we're going to patch and restart if necessary. So click here on Settings, maximize this, click Update and Security, and check for updates. We're going to do that on all four of them. Okay. There we go. And there is I know there's a vSphere or VMware patch that comes up for system, but because our VMware tools is newer than that, this one's going to fail, and that's fine. As long as everything else is good, we're good. I know it's going to come up and do that. So see how it says download error? Don't worry about that. It'll disappear once we have everything else installed. Okay. See, there it goes again. And there it goes again. Okay. So just give this a few moments to do its install. And I'll come back when we're ready. Okay, so as you can see, it says error encountered, and that's fine because we're going to click retry, and it's not going to worry about that downloaded system error. Give it a few moments. It'll do its little Microsoft Defender antivirus, and then we should get green all around when we're done. Okay, and like I said, we're only going to restart if necessary, and I don't think it will be necessary. Okay, so we're green. We're up to date there. Give that a few moments. There, okay, MDT is good. So we can close that. We can close DC01. Gateway, up to date, good. And this one's, there we go, up to date. Okay, now we're going to be on the file share. So, file server. We're going to open up the E drive. Okay, we're going to say new, and we're going to type share. Okay, just like that. Right click, properties, sharing, advanced sharing, share this folder. I'm going to put a dollar sign, so share dollar, permissions, everyone has read, but we're going to do our system, semicolon, mdt.build, semicolon, and domain admins. Check names, boom. So go on domain admins, give them full control, mdt build, full control, and system, full control. apply, okay, okay, and done. And now we're going to go in here, new. We're going to go and type capture and deploy. This is where we're going to store our applications for our MDT server. We're just going to point it to the share. Okay, so we've got that configured. We created capture and share in there, and now what we're going to do is we're going to do our commands for our file server right here. Okay, so we have commands down here. Right click, open PowerShell as admin. Okay, first one we're going to do, install Windows feature file server. There we go. Give that a few moments. Now let me explain this dedupe, okay? So deduplication is a really great way to optimize storage. So let's say that I have 50 VMs that I'm storing in a server, right? A file server, and I have them all on a share. Now those VMs might share 99% or let's say 90% of the same files. I mean, down to the hashes, right? So what dedupe does is it looks at all of those files and it says, are these the same? And if they are, why don't I store just one copy but have a pointer to that one copy and save all that space? So I might have, let's say 50 VMs that take up, I don't know, let's say a terabyte of space. Okay, terabyte of space. And then what do? I say, okay, they share 90% of their files, and now I'm using, I don't know, let's say 20 gigabytes instead of those terabyte, right? That's pretty much, I mean, that's a little exaggerated, but it works, believe me. Okay, so install Windows feature branch cache. Let's do that. And then, of course, we're going to do data deduplication, which we just spoke about, okay? Once that's done. %. Everybody else logged in? Yep. Okay. Okay. And then data deduplication. Install that. And boom. And now what we're going to do, we're going to enable dedupe on that E drive. Okay, just like that. We'll start an optimization just real quick. I know there's nothing on it, but it's good to have it do its initial job. That's fine. Now what we're going to do is we're going to open up Server Manager, give it a few moments, and we'll see our file and storage services. Click on the arrow, click on Volumes. You're going to look here for the E drive. Boom, there it is. You can see. Right click, click Configure Data Deduplication, and all we're going to do here is we're going to set up our dedupe schedule. Okay, so click on that, enable throughput. I'm going to do this 12 o'clock a.m. every day. I'm going to say for 4 hours. Okay, and apply. Boom. Okay, done. And that's pretty much it for data deduplication. We're set. And now we can verify on our other servers. We can just say share $. There's that. I'm going to copy this. Our gateway, we can just do that. Give that a few moments, and same thing here. There we go. Gateway. Boom. Capture and deploy. All set. Okay. Okay, that's good. Now we're going to go to our MDT server. Now, we've already set our E and F drives so that everyone has access to them. Okay, so if I right click and I click on security, everyone has full access. And of course, when we set up our deployment shares, we should be good. And that's the end of this video. When we come back to the next one, we're going to set up our DHCP and our lab scope, okay? And that'll be a pretty short video. So, I'll see you then.